Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to some good news for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I'm your host, the Grand Admiral, and in today's video we are going to start off with Mandalorian content. Throughout this last week, we've had the Mandalorian himself, Greef Karga, and Cara Dune's kits all be revealed, as well as their release dates for their marquee events. And just this last week, we had Cara Dune herself and her event drop, and it was quite fun. So as I play Kara's event here in the background, we will be discussing some very good news for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, starting with that Cara Dune appears to be a decent setup for a Commander Luke team for beginner players to fill in that gap and provide a pretty decent tank. Also, she fits in decently with a bounty hunter squad, and I was a little disappointed because at first I was expecting her to be able to fit in with like a Karth team, but Karth is not a scoundrel, and so she does not get any benefits from that leadership, which is quite disappointing. But when you're able to throw her in with scoundrels, you could put her in with a Kira team, you could put her in with a Commander Luke team, and hopefully with the release, like the Empire Strikes Back events that they've been, I say events lightly, reworks and stuff that have been teased for the 40th anniversary of the Empire Strikes Back. Hopefully some Rebels will be getting some reworks, which means Cara should definitely help them a little bit more. And at minimum, she's going to be very helpful in light side territory battles on Hoth. So it'll be quite interesting to see where she goes from there. But within this event, there are multiple tiers as seen here and as is usual. But most importantly, her 100% turn meter, whenever an Empire dies, she's constantly in turns. So, like on light side Hoth, anytime she'll kill off, she's almost like a Darth Maul for Rebels. Anytime they die off, she takes another turn. And so it'll be quite fun to use that later. I'm not going to gear up just yet until we get Greef Karga and Mando in actually the game. We have their character models, but they themselves are not here yet. If I remember correctly, Greef Karga will be released on the 27th, and Mando will be released on the 30th or the 1st of March. And then after that, on May 1st, and then on May 4th, we'll have a 40th anniversary celebration on Empire Strikes Back, which Capital Games has already promised there will be something. They are going to give us something on May 4th. Hopefully it's not just a title and a picture, but who knows. But exciting. We have the Mandalorian to play in the marquee event, which you've probably already seen. Now, I've done testing and more testing with him, since this is the only way we have him so far in the game, and you see me here scrolling through the kit. And so far through my testing, I've determined two squads. One, you have the potential of being able to make a second good bounty hunter team without drawing away from the traditional Bossk, Jango, Boba, and I'd say Dengar, and then the fifth slot doesn't really matter. But the team that you can make, one, you see here, you could have Jango and Boba with Mando, and instead of IG, I would put Bossk, and then in that fifth slot where Cara is, you have Dengar. Again, stealth, they work very similarly in that aspect, because I'm pretty sure you won't be using Cara with a bounty hunter team. That just doesn't make sense right at the moment. And so that to me will be the best bounty hunter team by far. You have Boba, you have Jango, you have Mando, you have Bossk, and then that fifth slot either Dengar or Greef Karga when he comes out. Because with Bosk's call to assist, where he calls everyone, that's going to score a lot of critical hits. And then Greef Karga's call to assist, that's going to score a lot of critical hits. And then if Mando calls Jango to a hit with a debuff, that's going to score a bunch of critical hits. And then Boba Fett's going to score critical hits. And so there will be a lot of critical hits which will trigger Mando's contract faster so he can then use his Annihilate ability, which will be quite interesting and quite fun. I was not able to trigger his ability here in this match, but after we're done, we'll come back to Mando and talk about a second team that I think will charge up his contract very quickly. In the meantime, shout out to Anchor212, who reached out to me and gave me a new profile picture, which looks pretty sweet. And if you would like one, he does take requests, and here is some of his other work. It looks quite good. He does a great job. And my guild has already asked him to make a couple of pictures for them as well. If you are interested, Anchor212's Discord number will be in the top right hand corner in a card and in the description. Thank you, Anchor212. I am afraid I have some bad news. The Mace Windu rework has been delayed. The new raid has been cancelled/delayed. And sandbox mode has been denied by the devs. However, there is some good news that came out of the Q&A, where the devs hinted at some good news in the Road Ahead post next month. Hopefully this will be reworks for Empire Strike Back characters. It won't be, sadly, any reworks for the Galactic Legend characters that you farmed up to get the Galactic Legends, but hopefully that good news will actually be good news, and it will be interesting to see what they do with the Mandalorian content, and hopefully we will just get something good from Empire Strikes Back. That is my hope, and it seems like they have something planned. Hopefully that it does not get canceled either, because if it does, well, then I wonder what they were doing this entire time. Hopefully they weren't on a beach somewhere or something. But anyways, that's some disappointing news from the Q&A from the devs. It wasn't as good or enlightening as we hoped, as they denied the sandbox mode pretty much. They denied having an endless raid mode. There's a lot of stuff that they said couldn't happen because it was too expensive, which obviously is a little irritating because Galactic Legends are expensive too. But the Mandalorian content is here, and I mean, honestly, I would love to make any excuse, any good news from Diablo Games. I'd love to say, well, this is good news, but it's really hard at the moment, but it is still hopeful, and hopefully we will have something from Empire Strikes Back anniversary, year 40. It's been 40 years since this release. I'm looking forward to that event, and on May the 4th they have some stuff coming out as well, and this should be exciting. Back to Mandalorian and the second team we could potentially use. It is Mandalorian himself, Greedo, Grief Cargo when he comes out, IG-11 hopefully when he comes out, and for now you could put in IG-88, and you could put Bosk or Cad Bane in that 5th slot. Bosk probably not, because you want to keep him with your Jango Boba team, but Cad Bane still will work because Mando's leadership and contract is to score a critical hit when buffed. Now, Greedo, when he has a chance to attack again every single time he scores a critical hit. Now, if you give him a buff using Mando's Call to Assist ability, he will then attack multiple times. And for each of those attacks, let's say he attacks 5 times, that means he scored 4 critical hits, which will give Mando's, as seen here, contract very quickly. And here in a second, we should be able to use his Disintegration ability. Here it is. And so then, and goodbye Stormtrooper. It's just awesome. That's all I have to say. And so I think, because with Grief Karga calling everyone to assist, it'll kind of take place of Boba Fett, Cad Bane because he attacks multiple times, and Greedo because he attacks multiple times. This allows Mando's contract to be triggered super quickly, so then you can have that disintegration ability very fast. It's very exciting. I was able to do it a second time, as seen here. and I was able to get that contract off. You see the squad I had, and I quite like the animations. I would just really like to get this guy in the game. It'll be quite fun. This has been the Grand Admiral. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Have a great day, and end transmission.